Lung damage found in COVID-dead may shed light on long COVID.
Here's a summary of the article.
3-minute read. London, a study of the lungs of people who have died from COVID-19 has found persistent and extensive lung damage in most cases and may help doctors understand what is behind a syndrome known as long COVID, in which patients suffer ongoing symptoms for months. Scientists leading the research said they also found some unique characteristics of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, which may explain why it is able to inflict such harm. The findings indicate that COVID-19 is not simply a disease caused by the death of virus-infected cells, but is likely the consequence of these abnormal cells persisting for long periods inside the lungs, said Mauro Giacca, a professor at King's College London who co-led the work. The research team analyzed samples of tissue from the lungs, heart, liver and kidneys of 41 patients who died of COVID-19 at Italy's University Hospital of Trieste between February and April 2020. In a telephone interview, Giacca said that, while his research team found no overt signs of viral infection or prolonged inflammation in other organs, they discovered really vast destruction of the architecture of the lungs, with healthy tissue almost completely substituted by scar tissue. Massive damage. It could very well be envisaged that one of the reasons why there are cases of long COVID is because there is vast destruction of lung, he told Reuters. The research, published in the journal Lancet eBiomedicine, also found the virus itself was still present in many types of cells. The presence of these infected cells can cause the major structural changes observed in lungs, which can persist for several weeks or months and could eventually explain long COVID, Giacca said.
This post received a score of 34,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Not good. Scar tissue has insufficient ability to build up a mucus coating, and render the patient susceptible to future lung infections as well as reduced capacity.
So the scar tissue is permanent and won't regenerate to be good as new.
Correct.
And for those prone to keloid, it's very bad news.
Care to tell the lazy what keloid is?
Hyperscar from excess collagen.
To the layperson, scars look bubbly and rise up off the surface of the skin.
Good lord, I am the layest of laypersons.
Same. I need an ELI5. Stat.
When you damage your skin and your skin grows back, it goes overboard and grows too much. You get lumps of skin instead of a smooth scar.
We do not know about the long-term complications of this yet. Because in medicine and science we can't simulate time, there are some preliminary studies showing that there are potential long-term lung and heart changes, complications that can worsen lung and heart function. Please, wear a mask and continue to socially distance.
I wish all the anti-maskers could hear and understand this.
Me too, my friend. I can't tell you how much extra time I've spent since this pandemic to explain to patients the severity of this point. I'm beyond mentally exhausted.
Thank you for what you do.
I appreciate the kind words. I truly do. Also, mangoes are my favorite fruit, right there with watermelon.
Mango makes the world a better place, and so do you, heart.
Fuck you. Watermelon is better. I kid. Hope you have a wonderful week.
Kiwi. Anyone?
I think what scares me is that a virus can have long-reaching effects that appear far down the road. Chickenpox, for example. If you get it as a kid, you get kind of sick, miss some school and get better. But the virus stays with you, and when you get older it can reactivate as shingles, and I'm told it is a rash that is painful. I am not saying COVID is the same way, but who knows what effects it can lead to years down the road.
Shingles is a bitch. I'm 23 and have had mine flare up 3 times now, and it feels like someone's slowly digging a fire poker into you while you lose all strength. All because my vaccine-suspicious mom wanted me to catch chickenpox from a friend instead of getting the vaccine. Viruses are no joke. My parents still don't get why I'm taking this thing so seriously.
Turns out chickenpox has long-term effects like shingles that will fuck you up later in life. We have no idea what the long-term effects could be. There is no long-term observation of it yet because it's barely a year old. Yeah, the mortality rate is low, but I wouldn't be surprised if lots of people end up feeling the effects of it long-term.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.